Merry Christmas. Um, I wanted to live stream today. I wanted to party. I wanted to have a good time with my friends who are shut in everywhere. And for the most part, my friends were like very interactive with each other all over the place, everywhere, and having a really upbeat day. Well, all sorts of stresses were going on in the background for me. Um, Two people in my networks died in the last 48 hours. One of them was a member of the local music community, a prominent member of the local music community. We were friends at Facebook, and we'd hang out together a little bit at shows between sets, and have nice chats. But we weren't really friends. It's just, another musician that I hung out with. Um, and then, but it was a terrible shock. I'm in the chatter with my bestie right now. I can't even name her name. It's not Ariana. Um, I can't name anybody's name at this point besides Ariana because everybody knows about that. Um, as far as the trolls, they've been in that in the middle of that relationship straight along. But I have closer relationships than with Ariana. She's on her own trip, and we're friends when we're together, and we're not together that much, especially not anymore, since now she's like a full-time babysitter for her actual bestie out in Virginia Beach. Um, this is a local woman who's a little bit older than me. Um, she takes me out on my birthday, and we get together other times of the year. Um, and we're talking about, the title for this is like Ghosts of Wasserberg. I was wanting to write it, but it just got out of hand, and I have to talk it. The title of this is Wasserberg Family Ghosts of Christmas Past. It's been a very difficult day for me, and well, I won't say her whole. I won't say her full name. Maria was her name. Um, she's an Italian girl from New Jersey that's been out here for a long, long time. Um, she lost her two best friends this summer, um, and I lost two people. Well, I didn't. I personally, I lost my father this summer, just as we were starting to get to be friends again. Well, we never were friends. Um, But all my besties have been gone for a while. And I was like and now Maria's telling me that she might have to be quarantined because one of her other friends tested positive. The friend that gave me my sandals. She came with us to one afternoon. I don't think it was even a special occasion. We were just getting together for lunch um, at a Chinese buffet, and her friend Cindy gave me those cool Stocks with the flowered straps that people like so much. Here, let me get them. They're right under my desk. These guys, oh, they're filthy. But boy, they're comfortable. I love the way that this cork sole works because it just like forms to your foot. It's really sweet and very comfortable. And I'm amazed that these are size 10s, but they're wide enough. I bought these sneakers real cheap. And these are 11s. These were 11s, and see how narrow they are? They wouldn't fit. They might fit without any socks, but I wanted something for the winter. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I never got to the second guy who died today. I'm feeling really fat too. My belly's in. I got a tire. It's really bothering me. It's like I've been working out a little bit, just like getting, doing the calisthenics and shit. Mainly to like work the emotions out. Been smoking way too much, which gets a big dot. It's not the smoke. With the smoke, I'm careful about how I smoke, but what happens is it gets all dusty, and I start inhaling the dust, and that really fucks me up. Hear how it's all up above, it's from here to here always. These people are saying I have COPD. COPD's in here. These guys are strong, or I wouldn't be able to play my instruments. Okay, excuse me. People who know music and aren't like reflexively hating me are like real impressed with the power I can put behind that flute or the saxophone, little bitty saxophone here at half a mile away. I'm getting distracted here because Maria's. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. I have to wait until I'm gonna put. We're talking. See, that's not COPD cough because I'm not gasping. You hear how I fill up with air to push a lot out? That's not COPD. COPD is lung damage. That's all particulate. It's called histamine. Antihistamine. Well, histamines are what cause all this congestion. And it's just like my sinuses fill, and then it starts rolling down my throat until my lungs reject it and bring it back out. That's what's going on. Anybody who calls it COPD is just plain stupid. I mean, it's all from this point up. From here up is where it is. I probably shouldn't have started the video because I wanted to do something coherent, and I just there's too much going on. You see, I've got my you hear that? That's every time something comes in my chatter, and that's my bestie in the chatter right now. Um, I got a close friend in Florida talking to me. Oh, it's a close friend in Florida that's in a three-way with a close friend in Australia, talking about the Santa Claus myths. That's probably the high point of the day. I probably should go read that conversation to you, because that was, this has been far and away, this has been the most emotionally difficult Christmas of my life. I can't recall any Christmas from my deep past. Were mostly happy times. Uh, from my recent past, they were mostly like uneventful. Christmas 1999, I was fresh out of the hospital after breaking my face, recovering. And then on New Year's Day, I was so happy that I had survived 1999. I got wiped out that year. Lost everything I had at the Rainbow Gathering in Woodstock. And my father helped me buy a house. And a fellow that I was supposed to, I was planning to work with a guy on a property he said he had in Bastrop to create a what he was calling a cyber teepee colony. Basically, computer heads in mobiles and tents on a piece of land. And it fell through. And he was staying at the Camp Ben McCullough in Dripping Springs, Hays County, which is the next county south of Travis, southwest of Travis, which was a Confederate war camp. That's what Ben McCullough was, a Confederate war commander, and they have Civil War reenactments there all the time. But there's like a river flowing through there, and those sandstone cliffs that people like to climb on. And we had gone out there to try and find the guy who was camping out there to bring him to the house. After, right as soon as I moved in, went over looking for the guy, because I knew that he was stuck in the campground. But when we got there, it turned out that his son had gotten killed in an accident with his son's friend's father's weapon. So Vince took off to take care of that, and he wasn't there anymore. And while we were chatting with the guy that was telling us what happened, one of my puppies got caught on a ledge about 30 feet up. And I knew that these were crumbly fucking ledges. I mean, it's obvious looking at them that it was not going to support much weight anywhere. And I was real careful about going up to him. I went up over the top and then dropped back down to the ledge that he was on. And I was almost to him, and the ledge crumbled. And I smacked my face against the side of the hill. Must have hit it at least. I had to hit it at least twice, because my eye socket was shattered and my jaw was shattered. But nothing else hurt. The surgeon was amazed that he didn't have to deal with any brain bleeds. It was all facial. It's my jaw, and there was nothing inside my brain. It was all the orbit right here that was smacked. You can see right here. You can see where they screwed it back together. And if you look real carefully, you can see where my jaw's pinned on 3 points. I landed perfectly. It was only about 30 feet, and it was nothing for us to jump 30 feet into a snowbank, for instance. You're 40 feet up and there's 10 feet of snow there. Hey, go for it. Some people would do it face first. You gotta be careful. You can only do that in powder snow. It's got a crust on it. You're gonna hurt yourself. But anyway, that was 1999, and pretty much from 1999 to 2000 today, 20. And I was in it. I was in. I came here in 2013. I've been here 7 years in February. Um, I left Austin in 2013 and got here in February 2014, and or was it 2012? It's just my life. It's just so difficult. And this was something that we were talking about with Maria. I might as well read that section, because that's what this is. It's like when my early years. We're a Jewish family, secular Jews in the city, in the center city, in the melting pot, and um, total Ozzie and Harriet family, except Jewish. Mom, dad, 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. Well, one and a half, 2 boys, 1 boy, a girl, and a freak. And I never had any problems when I was young, because being a freak was cool. The freaks were the coolest. Beatniks and the hippies and shit. It's like, okay, that's me. It's like, so I was always cool with being a freak. And I'm part of the people that are reclaiming queer for ourselves. And I insist that crazy is a positive. Crazy is a positive characteristic to a freak. Always has been. Crazy, man. That's one. It's too cool. Too cool for school. Fucking crazy, dude. Fits in. That kind of that attitude of like everything is beautiful in its own way. And if it's not good for you, you let it be so they don't mess it up for somebody that it is good for. It's real simple to live by the golden rule if you're unconditional about it. You don't treat anything or anybody in any way that you wouldn't be happy to have happen to you. As long as you focus on that, life's a breeze. What's difficult is to be able to do that in return to somebody who's treating you in a bad way. It's like, how do you get away cleanly without violating the golden rule yourself from somebody like that? Jesus taught us don't throw the you don't cast the pearls to swine. Turn your back, walk away. Go somewhere where you're appreciated, or where they're not doing something you despise. You don't engage. Getting angry at something you don't like is just punishing yourself for the other person's bad behavior. So anyway, where was I? Oh, I was talking. I never got to early Christmas. And this was pretty much. I might have to quit this for a while. This is a close activism relationship with a sister who's a vocalizer in Jackson, Michigan. She's the one that I had inquired as to whether she knew anybody that'd be willing to meet with Sneasel and give him an attitude adjustment, but she didn't want to get involved in that. She worries about me. Well, that's what's up here. She wanted to make sure I was all right. She wanted to tell me something cool. She just see. I've been smoking way too much. Um, and I alternate between weed and tobacco, and they have opposite pharmacological properties in terms of vasoconstriction and vasodilation. One is promoting intake, and the other is promoting outflow. This is the one that's promoting intake, and it clogs things up. Weed, when the THC comes in, it's pulling bad things out, pretty much. This is trying to jam itself through and clogs things up. You know. Someone with COPD cannot inhale that deeply to push that hard. This is all upper respiratory. I should change hats. This is my new trip. I got a red hat. I'm a red hat. I'm a MAGA. Let's make America generic again. Wear a plain cap. I have never liked to wear anybody's anything. You know, maybe a little pin or something here or there, or an American flag pin or a trans flag pin or something like that. Cool. But logos, team logos, company logos, fuck you. Pay me to wear that shit. You don't want me to walk around and advertise for you. You got to pay me. I'm not gonna buy your shit. So anyway, this is make America generic again. So where was? Oh, I was talking about Christmas. In the Wasserberg house. Now we're secular Jews, and we lived in a community where our close friends were, many of them were Christian, and many different varieties of Christian. There was a Methodist church and a Lutheran church and a Catholic church and 3 synagogues and Japanese place, and there was no mosque. The I don't know if the mosque, you know, the mosques weren't in our neighborhood. Um, but we had everything else pretty much. Um, I don't remember. I don't think the Hare Krishna temple was there either. I think that was up on the north side. The Baha'i were up on the north side, way far north. But our neighborhood was your basic, you know, melting pot of European immigrants kind of people with the various Protestant faiths, Catholics, and Jews, the different sects of Jews. We had a Orthodox shul on Waveland or Patterson that my great grandfather was on the board of. Um, and there was Temple Sholem, which is where we were, which is the Reform Synagogue at Cornelia and Lakeshore Drive. And there was Auntie Emmett over on Pine Grove at Waveland. And there was an Orthodox shul. I don't remember what the name of it was on Melrose, little Orthodox shul that was in a converted house. And there was Mount Carmel, and Broadway Methodist was right around the corner from us. God, they're just all over. Lakeview was just loaded with all these different religious institutions. So everybody celebrated everybody's holidays. Some of our best friends, our closest family friends were Greek, Italian, Catholics, Greek Orthodox, and Mexicans. I'm not sure what religion they were. And so we celebrated everybody's holiday, Greek Easter, everything. And my upstairs neighbor his family went to Mount Carmel, and he'd knock on the door on Easter morning. Hey, you want to go to the magic show? And he'd come to the synagogue with me sometimes, and I'd go to church with him. And because our rabbi, there was this ecumenical council. The rabbis and priests were encouraging interfaith activities. Like, we need to embrace otherness with love and acceptance, to participate in each other's celebrations of life, not hate each other for being different. And this is what life in Lakeview was about. I remember when we were in like the 6th or 7th grade, the Jewish kids were going to strike on the Christmas program if they didn't include any Hanukkah songs, which they capitulated. We did Hanukkah and Christmas together in the grade school choir. And in our house, I forget what year it was, my brother and I decided we were going to pitch in together and go get a Christmas tree. And we brought it home, and it was too tall, so we couldn't put a star on top of it because it was bent, curled across the top of the ceiling. We called it the Hanukkah bush. And in our house, we were privileged. We were comfortable. We weren't real rich, but comfortable. Dad made a good living. He would sell you a bag of shit. And I thought I could sell you anything. And he was good at what, it was like specialty. The family was. My great-grandfather started it. We were in ladies' foundation garments. I'm sure the trolls will love that. Oh, in ladies' foundation garments. Fucking transvestite! That's such a silly term. I'm like, that's a different talk. It's back to Christmas and Hanukkah. Now we didn't light Sabbath candles, but we lit the candles on all the holidays, and we lit the candles for Hanukkah. And every night we gave little presents at Hanukkah. And on Christmas morning, boy, it was an orgy. It was a serious orgy on Christmas morning. We just got everybody got tons of packages. We'd have gifts from out of town that we had to open from aunts and uncles and cousins and shit. And my parents laid it on us pretty thick. Not real extravagant, but thick. books, clothes, toy, simple toys, not none of these like $400 toys or any of that shit. Just simple, practical things, but a lot of it. So Christmas morning was just a package tearing orgy, and we'd go out for a matinee somewhere. I remember we saw, what was that? The guy was I remember that movie vividly, and I can't remember the title of it now. I think we saw Mary Poppins one year, or Sound of Music, or both. I don't know. Whatever the top music, whatever the top Christmas season release was, we'd go see it. And then we go out. We're Jews. We go out to Chinese. We usually do Wan Cow in Chinatown. Was our favorite Chinese restaurant. Our favorite restaurant in the whole town was the Marchetti family's Como Inn, which was near they were friends of my grandfather. So anytime we rented, most times that we rented a hall for a family dinner, it was there. And one of the fruta de mar was like their signature dish, and that my mom had made for years after they moved. We had my grandma's, there's some pictures, some family pictures I showed recently were from my grandma's 90th birthday. That the party was held there. I haven't seen any of the pictures from the party yet. It was only pictures from the house. And God, there was one, I don't remember, there was a picture from when we were still on Roscoe of, it must have been shortly after I graduated college, because my late friend Doug Wolf was there with his guitar. Now, a couple of years, oh boy, that's my sweet pea. That's a bit. I've known this sweet thing. She's such a sweetheart. She's so funny. Her mom's funny too. I don't know. She may have been 16, 17 when I first found them. I think I found Josie in a group, and over a very short period of time, I got her to bring her mother into the conversation. And I've been, these two are about the closest I am to any transgender people out of town. Any transgender. These are in my closest transgender friends. This mom and daughter. She's in her early 20s now, and gave up on love. It's like she and her mom both gave up on love. The men, they wear their hearts on their sleeves, and men take advantage of them. I think, though, that I want to fast forward to today, because now I've got two people that want to talk, and these are people I talk live to. So let me, Maria. Maria signed off. So let's back up to the conversation with Maria, because she said it was okay if I read that. Because this is where it's at. This is about, I was gonna write about it and use the Simon & Garfunkel song, Old Friends and Bookends. Well, it's actually 2 songs, Old Friends and Book. Oh my God, we were really getting down on it. Fuck. It's such a hard day for both of us. Oh my goodness. God, I can't even. Holy shit. Oh, okay. I just asked Josie if she wanted to. I've got Bree waiting for me to call her back after I finish the video. And then Josie just popped in while I was trying to wrap up the video. And Josie always cracks me up. She's a clown. She likes to clown a lot. So tonight with Maria started out. Well, actually, it started this morning. Maria posted early this morning a picture of the sunrise that she took, and her holiday greeting. And I responded back with this amazing album of Christmas songs. I forget the name of the band, but it's like an a cappella quintet. And I'm not sure whether to call it jazz or hip hop, but it was like, whoa, dog, those are Christmas carols. I told one friend that I shared it with, I said, if you hate Christmas songs, you're going to love this, and if you love Christmas songs, it's going to blow your mind. I probably should play a little bit of it. I should probably put it up in the background again. And fuck YouTube if they come after me for a strike. I don't own the rights to this video. I better check the monitor. So I'm on. Okay, I didn't know if I was looking at the camera right. MAGA, make America generic again. Enough of the identity politics. Let's get down to to principles and policies and procedures and shit. Fuck a bunch of opinions of celebrities that are speaking contrary to science, speaking contrary to true biblical morality, or anybody's morality for that matter. We need to direct our own lives and come to consensus with each other about things that affect all of us. We can't allow some fucking con artists get in the White House and start dictating to people. This is not what America's about. So anyway, fuck that thing. I want to finish this because I want to.
This is Coach Dave Watson.
Goodbye. I really want to call my friends. I haven't had any voice contact today. or even yesterday. And it's just been so difficult with the two people dying, and yeah, um, but I definitely want to, there was so much death and uncertainty um, in people's lives. It was today. Um, so much of it. Let me back up to where the important part of this. It's just like my oldest friends, my three closest boyfriends didn't. I forget how old Dougie was when the hep finally got him. Um, but he wasn't more than about 55. Brad didn't make it to 50, and Harold just barely made it past 50. Um, and then my friend Debbie died in a hiking accident a few years ago up here, up in Sedona. Where is that point? Here's an important point. Maria was talking about losing her best friends over the summer and trying not to think about it too much. And I came back with, we need to stay in the moment as much as possible to erase the grief. And then there was another thing I said, and another thing that she said that wasn't the where's the one where I had asked her if it was okay for me to share, because it was just like, she said something and I came back with something that was like, boing, that's something people need to think about. I want to find Matt and wrap this up. There it is. And this is what I'll end with, is that Maria Siri, and this is a very emotional day. I've been crying a lot since last night. And if you notice, I choked a little bit here tonight, almost. And I'm on the edge right now. And I'll probably lose it before. My father was like that. He couldn't read anything really profound without breaking out into tears. As far as talking with my mom or with my brother, no, it was my brother, and I was going off about my sister, picking up all my father's worst habits and none of his best. My father, by his own admission, was an insufferable asshole. He was never wrong, and he'd find fault in everything except himself. But he wasn't overbearing about it. He was just boorish, obnoxious sometimes, and very arrogant about it, and condescending sometimes when toward his kids and his wife, for instance, especially. He'd be condescending with us when we were disagreeing with him. But he was not harsh. And he was practical and pragmatic and explained himself well and was very generous and very civic minded. And my mom was so surprised about all these people that she'd never even heard of that were writing to her with sympathies. And he was active right up until the end. It was only a week or so at the end where he just totally was gone, in the head, before he passed all the way gone. And I never really had a chance to cry properly for him because I'm unable to unless I'm talking with somebody, somebody's holding me, or at least talking on the phone, or talking, being right there with me. You see how quickly I choke it off and just keep moving on. And I don't let it out. I haven't let it out in years. So I have nobody to let it out on. Most of my friends um, don't have the extra emotional support from me that I need. Um, we're barely able to, like, keep our, my friends are barely able to keep their own shit together usually. And it's okay because there's a lot of us. And together we keep our shit together. And people learn from us and people are inspired by us. So it's good. I'm happy. I'm content with the way things are. With it, close into my life and people around my life. And anything outside of my reach that I can't impact, I refuse to I let it bother me very deeply. You know? And this is what it was. This is where it's at. And this is from two old hippies. This is from two genuine. This is the Christmas message. This is the live message from the spirit of Christmas today. Maria Siri said to me, "We need to just be grateful for the time we had and live with the love they left with us." As she lost her two best friends this year. And I came back with, I have to stay in the now. It's too painful in the past and too risky to be thinking too far ahead in the future. And with that, I want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe, prosperous holiday week and coming year. And thank you so much for listening and enjoying what I've got to say. That's what keeps me going, is knowing that I'm entertaining and educating people, because that's what helps me. I'm useful. I've helped. This is what Jerry Garcia says. That we just want to leave the world a little better place than we came. Than when we came. We don't. We'll live an uncluttered life, uncluttered with all this drama and all the trials and tribulations and everything. And let me see if I can put on a happy face. I need to pull my nose to do that. Anyway, thank you. Merry Christmas. I love you. Even the assholes. I love you in a different way, but I love you nonetheless. Peace.